Level 70, no greater sport. Lurik thinks you just might be the answer to his prayers. Wait, you wouldn't happen to be... Yes, of course you are. 'Tis plain from the way you carry yourself. You're just the sort of woman I've been looking for. You're perfect. My name is Lurik, and I am a bounty hunter, but not just any bounty hunter. I will have you know, nay, I am not wont to settle for run-of-the-mill prey. I hunt sin eaters. Not only that, I have recently set my sights on a particularly notable fiend, one of the 4 cardinal virtues, those infamous instigators of the flood itself. Naturally, it will take considerable strength and skill to defeat such a formidable leader, and I am not afraid to admit I cannot do it alone. However, with the aid of equally formidable allies, I am confident it can be done. And you, my friend, are exactly the sort of ally I have in mind to recruit. Walk away without a word. Feign interest. Aha, I knew you would be interested, and should the challenge alone be insufficient motivation, know that I have substantial financial resources at my disposal. You will be duly compensated for your service, rest assured. However, as much as I am certain you are the right woman for the job, 'tis only meet that I put your skills to the proof. A simple test should suffice. Pray do not be offended, but you would be shocked how many people present themselves falsely in order to enrich themselves or to impress others. Where's he at in Lakeland? Probably right outside the gate, huh? Yeah. We'll just teleport to here. Alright, so I don't know how long this is going to take. The rest of them were about an hour. But this is the last one we have to do before we can do our individual job quest, which I don't believe we'll be doing today, but at least we can get started on them. I don't know how long those last at all, though. And it's got to be quicker than like the previous job lines, right? Here we are, our proving grounds. You need only slay a beast of suitable ferocity before my very eyes to demonstrate your own. Naturally, we require bait to lure one out of hiding. Oh, my lord, got your package here. Well done, my good man, and here's your payment. Oh, this? The bait in question? Easier to have it delivered than to take a detour and pick it up myself. Rather more efficient as well. Time is money. Now then, you need only place it in the open and slay whatever comes to claim it. I cannot imagine it will take long for something to come hither. No, I figured it would just come out. Now we wait. Smilodon. Wait and slay. Fantastic. I knew I was not wrong about you. Come, let us return to the Crystarium at once. To the Crystarium. Congratulations on a kill well made, my good woman. I dare say this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Let us commemorate the occasion with a feast. Eat, drink, and be merry. I'm not making all those noises. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? My compliments to the chef. Another helping? No. Are you sure? It really is no bother. Oh, very well. I should like to return to our earlier discussion, that of the virtue I have engaged you to hunt with me. Andrea is her name, and she roams Norvrant in the guise of Rinda Ray, fallen warrior of light and renowned hunter of Eld. She is a most elusive eater, has been sighted in every corner of the realm. Though her movements are unpredictable, she has often been witnessed pursuing and slaying extraordinarily dangerous beasts. I can well imagine the question forming in your head, why not leave her be? If anything, is she not aiding local communities after a fashion? Alas, no, for the beasts she slays rise anew as eaters, which pose even greater threats to the small folk. So you see, this one wretched sin eater is in truth sowing untold chaos by carrying on as she does, unleashing more of her kind on unsuspecting towns and villages all across Norvrant. Only you and I can stop her. So she is a warrior of light. Didn't the warriors of light save the world? Huh? What an odd thing to ask, but never mind all that. Whether or not they were heroes or villains or whatever 100 years ago doesn't matter to me. Simple truth is, Rinda Ray was the greatest hunter who ever lived, and beating her at her own game would be an amazing feat, don't you think? Regardless of what the warriors of light were before they became sin eaters, that's what they are now, so we'd be doing folks a favor by killing one. Oh, what say you, friend? Will you hunt Andrea with me? I hope I live to regret this. With pleasure. So begins our formal partnership. I can see it now. You and me in the heat of battle, fighting side by side, the picture of courage and camaraderie. It's going to be grand. Naturally, it will take us time to study and understand our prey. Eaters can behave in strange and inexplicable ways, particularly powerful ones like Andrea. Been doing my best to get inside her head, to think like a hunter, but it is easier said than done. Anyway, as soon as I have determined where we ought to begin our search, I will inform you at once. No greater sport. Level 70. Complete. Oh, is the reward lacking? My apologies. Next time I will see that you receive rather more substantial compensation. Level 72, Vengeance and Defeat. Lurik seems rather surprised to see you standing before him. Wait, it's you. It's really you. You actually came. I mean, never mind. You're here to hunt Andrea with me. Yes, of course you are. Why else would you be here? And wouldn't you know it, one of my hirelings should be returning with new information any moment now. Greetings, my lord. I am pleased to report that Andrea was recently sighted in Amarang in the vicinity of Semil's backbone, it would seem. Apparently there was a right vicious spider what was giving folks trouble, and now it's been turned. It's about a dozen times worse, so I'd be grateful for any assistance. I see. Well done, my friend. Your payment as promised. Why bother going out and about pestering the small folk for news when you can employ others to do it for you? The better to devote our precious time to rather more important matters, I say. Knowing to my winning strategy, we may now depart for Amarang and delightfully named Semil's backbone, for in pursuing the spider we may yet find its maker. Lord Sook. This is certainly the place to gather those bones once belonged to dear Samil, but I see no troublesome arachnid. It being a rather large desert, I had considered hiring a few trackers to hasten our search, but I have yet to spy a place where such individuals might congregate. Pity. Nothing for it but to roll up our proverbial sleeves and do the dirty work ourselves. We shall split up and search the sands for this sin-eater spider. Whoever finds it first may have the honor of slaying it themselves. And should we not find it, well, after we both have searched for a suitable length of time, I say we meet back here. Let the hunt begin. The hunt. Survey the surrounding sands, but find no trace of the spider you seek. Spider's dead. I not have everything. Need that any longer? That's a big girl. There she is, the Scourge of Norvrant, the Devourer of Souls, Balam Kits. Bring this mark down, they'll be singing ballads about us till the end of time. Never mind the king's bounty. Hells, we could buy ourselves a couple of castles apiece. Flanking maneuver, as discussed. Wait for my signal, then we'll strike as one. Killed one of those in Heaven's Word. Girl, Regina. Damn it, she's on to us. Don't panic, we planned for this. We'll act as decoys while Renda Ray brings her down. Go, go. Wait, not yet. There's no need to rush this. Sodded, always so headstrong. Bugger me, my head, I can't. No, no, come back here. Finish it, you bloody bastard. Finish me. I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. Well, they rushed in first. I'll not let it end like this. I promise I'll kill that goddamn beast if it's the last thing I do. Hey, what was that just now? I've had headaches before, but the way you were thrashing about wasn't like anything I've ever felt. By the gods, and I thought we were lucky just to catch a glimpse of Andrea, but you're also telling me you were granted a vision of her past and with this power of yours? So, 2 warriors killed while hunting a great horned beast, a beast their surviving companion vows to slay in revenge. I have heard this tale before, I know it. It is a common enough sort of tale, I suppose, and regardless, she is gone. Come, let us return to the Crystarium and celebrate your accomplishment. To the Crystarium. The table is set, and so I bid you raise a glass with me, that together we might toast your spectacular accomplishment. There's really nothing quite like a hearty meal after a job well done. Drink up, my friend, drink up. Had your fill? I have another few bottles ready and waiting to be opened. No? Oh, very well, if you insist. It occurs to me, my good woman, that I have yet to ask you your name. So quickly did we forge our friendship that I hardly noticed until now. Reconzilia, yes, I rather like the sound of that. Reconzilia, the daring duo, the brave bounty hunters, the scourge of sin eaters. Once we have slain Andrea, not a soul in Norvrant will not know our names. They shall ring out all across the realm. But I should dwell over much on the victory before the struggle. A wise hunter is prepared and patient. 'Twould be prudent to send double, nay triple the agents afield to seek out promising new leads. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're a jillionaire. You sure it's wise to spend your money so freely? Worried about the budget for our brave endeavor? Well, don't be. I am prepared to fund our activities as needed. No expense shall be spared, none whatsoever. Vengeance and Defeat, level 72, complete. Level 74, Freedom from Privilege. Lurik is, as usual, quite pleased to see you again. There she is, come to rejoin our bosom companion in the great hunt. It is well that you have, for I have obtained new information concerning a sighting of Andrea and Kalusia. The fiend has transformed yet another deadly mark, a great bear in this instance, into an even deadlier eater. So it falls to Reconzilia to slay the newborn eater and continue their pursuit of Norvrant's most notorious virtue, to Kalusia and to glory. To glory. Right here, isn't he? Let us brook no further delay and commence our search separately, as before and I'm wrong. If you catch the eater first, I grant you leave to kill it without me. I trust you will not be disappointed if the reverse were to occur. Surely not, surely not. Myself will be most put out if I happen to lose to you a second time, and so on that note, may the best hunter win. He's just a rich kid playing adventurer. You survey your surroundings but find no trace of the bear you seek. Let's kill this before it gets in our way. Despite looking far and wide, you fail to find any trace of the bear you seek. Perhaps Lurik was indeed the better hunter this day. Mayhaps. Hate to say it, but it seems we're late to the party. Landbird and his mates slew the bear before we could. So it's true then, you've cast your lot in with the boy, you poor daft sod. And I don't understand, the eater was a newborn. How could you possibly have learned of it and gotten here before we did? Well, see, that's the problem with relying on hired help. They're loyal to your coin, not you, and you're not the only one willing to open his purse. But more importantly, Reek, what's this I hear about you hunting Andrea? With help, I mean, rather than all by your lonesome. I have a distinct memory of you storming off in a huff saying you didn't need me or anyone else to finish the job. Tell me I'm wrong. Do as you like, help or no, you've no chance of beating me to the prize, because unlike you, I'm not all talk, and neither are me mates. Speaking of mates, how much did it cost you to buy her friendship? Do tell. Piss off, Lambert. Why are you still here? You got your mark, didn't you? You should choose your friends more carefully, sinner. When it all goes wrong, don't say I didn't warn you. You have questions, I am sure. As you may have surmised, Lambert was once a comrade of mine. I took him into my service that we might hone our skills battling sin eaters in preparation for facing Andrea. However, I soon came to see that he was not all that capable of a hunter, and so I dissolved our working relationship. Unfortunately, he did not take it in stride, and instead resolved to recruit new companions that he might beat me at my own game. It seemed that his fortunes have improved greatly of late, so much so that I fear we can no longer afford to dedicate time to tracking lesser eaters, must devote our undivided attention to the pursuit of Andrea. As such, we should be getting back to the Crystarium, but before we depart, I have one other matter to attend to in Yulmore. If I might trouble you to accompany me? But of course you will. Let us be off. In the beehive. Allow me to introduce you to my father and mother. Father, this is my traveling companion and dear friend, Zilly. He and I have resolved to hunt a particularly deadly sin eater. Indeed, I cannot overstate how terribly dangerous this eater is, that to pursue it is to court death itself. However, when we at last triumph over the fiend, all of Norvrant shall sing our praise. Won't that be wonderful, Father? So long as you do not sully our good name, you are free to hunt whatever quarry you desire. I can do without all the petty details. Oh, he's a winner. He's just an attention-starved kid. Now then, how much do you require this time? Out with it. Oh, never mind. Just give the boy my coin purse, would you? I am sure it will suffice for his trivial pursuits. That is why you are here, is it not? Another handout? Don't play coy. You've never been any good at it. You know, I honestly don't know why I came here. Keep your coin, Father. We're leaving, Zilly, right now. If we finish soon enough, we'll do the second part of the Alliance raid. If not, we'll just do Bozja. Forgive me, Zilly, but I would forgo the wine on this occasion. Father's lackluster reception has put me in a rather dourish spirits. As you may have gathered from our exchange, I am a free citizen of Yulmore. Owing to my parents' considerable wealth, I have enjoyed a relatively privileged upbringing. Privileged and unbearably boring, which is why I quit the city and resolved to become a bounty hunter. No fool, though, I am well aware of my fortunate circumstances, which is why I elected to conceal them from the people of the Crystarium, people who are wont to jump to uncharitable conclusions. I feel as though you and I have established a rapport, though, and so I thought the best to bring you into my confidence. I pray you refrain from telling others. Now then, since Lambert has decided to turn this into a race, we have no choice but to oblige him and slay Andrea before he does. This calls for a veritable army of hired hands. Alas, in a fit of frustration, I refuse Father's coin. Without additional resources, we have no choice but to conduct the search by ourselves. Moreover, I am rather embarrassed to admit that I can pay you only a token sum at this time, but I trust that you will not deter you from joining me anon. I was never in this for the gil. I don't know how I think on it. Really? I mean, of course you weren't. Perish the thought. Ha ha ha. Freedom from privilege, level 74, complete. Level 76, the Hunter's Legacy. Lurik appears to have been struck by an epiphany. Silly, my friend, thank the gods you're here. Ever since we parted ways, I've been exhausting myself, running all over the Crystarium, questioning anyone and everyone, hoping someone might have seen Andrea, but alas. Only the Crystarium, so you haven't gone outside even for a bit? Well, of course, surely this is the limit of what a man with meager financial resources can accomplish. But never mind all that. For it but recently dawned on me that the vision you beheld at Renderay's Pass could hold the clues for which we have been desperately searching. When you first described it to me, I felt as though I had heard it before, and I had. My wet nurse had told me the exact same story when I was still a boy. It was a tale of a courageous hunter who, together with her comrades, embarked on a quest to slay a notorious mark, a great horned beast. Came upon their quarry in a desert, and there attempted to lay it low. Alas, the beast had a singular strength, and the hunter a fatal weakness. So in the ensuing struggle, her comrades were killed, leaving her, the sole survivor, to swear vengeance. Do you not agree that your vision is a perfect match for this tale? Then there can be no doubt, Renderay is the celebrated hunter, the hero I so admired in my childhood. After that tragic day, the hunter resolved not to rely upon others and instead slew the beast by herself. She somehow found a way to compensate for her weakness. Anyway, my recollection of the tale is likely riddled with errors. We should ask Miss Olivara to recount in full. She was a bounty hunter herself before she entered into our service, you know. Also, in light of all this, I should share with you an interesting theory concerning all the virtues. I heard from a fellow hunter. Apparently, each appears to be driven by particular memories, moments that forever changed each of these fallen heroes. Makes sense, doesn't it? Renderay being a hunter of notorious marks in life and death. I don't know why it never occurred to me before. But if that is indeed the reason for why she behaves as she does, then the more we learn about Renderay's adventures, the better our chances of predicting where she'll turn up. All the more reason to go and see my former wet nurse. Miss Olivara lives in Gate Town on Kalusia. Let us be off then. That's probably closest. The Yulmore might have just put us right outside. The Gate Town. This is Miss Olivara, the wet nurse who raised me for practically the entirety of my childhood. She was bonded to my family and lived with us in the city at the time, but when I came of age, she was forced to leave. Ma, you've grown into such a strapping young man, but I can't imagine you came to Gay Town just to pay me a visit, my little reek. Not in front of her, if you please, but to answer your question, we did in fact come to see you. There were stories you told me as a child of a courageous hunter. Was that hunter perchance the warrior of light, Renda Ray? For all the reasons you could have. Those stories were of Renda Ray, the greatest bounty hunter of her day, the legend so many aspired to become. Less so after the flood, it was still fresh in everyone's minds when I was younger, and for all the good they had done in life, none could deny the chaos they sowed in death as sin eaters. Despite all of that, me and my mates still looked up to her. We knew all her feats and swore to preserve them in secret if need be, that she might inspire future generations as she had ours. So years and years later, when you wanted to hear tales of adventure and heroism, I couldn't help but share with you the ones nearest and dearest to my heart. I only wish I hadn't had to change all the names. And it's true, the hero I looked up to as a child, whose tales of daring do drove me to take up the bow as you had, to pester you for training that I might become a bounty hunter, it was her. Miss Olvara, Zilly and I are hunting Andrea, and we believe that one of the stories you shared with me may help guide our search, namely the one about the great horned beast that killed her friends. Will you tell it to me again? Wicked White, is that? Oh, my little reek, very well. Even as a young hunter, Renda Ray's incredible hearing was unparalleled. She could track her quarry through a forest by the most minute sounds of their passing, from moms away even, by some accounts. Even the most subtle and stealthy beast never eluded her for long. A misplaced foot, a snap branch, eventually Renda Ray would know, and her aim was always good and true. She grew older and honed her skills further. She set her eyes on bigger prizes. She became a hunter of notorious marks, and together with her comrades earned fame and fortune. As their reputation swelled, so too did their egos. Only the most dangerous game would suffice, and so they resolved to hunt the Scourge of Norvrant, the Devourer of Souls, Balam Keats. But what Renda Ray did not realize was that her greatest strength would prove her undoing, for when she faced Balam Keats, the beast roared with such force that it brought her to her knees. Helpless, she could only watch as it claimed the lives of her beloved comrades and fled. After burying the hunters and vowing that she would one day avenge them, she took the road once more, met Ardbert and his fellow warriors of light, and for a time she accompanied the fledgling heroes on their adventures. To them, she was a breath of fresh air, a vibrant young woman who savored every moment and found joy in the simple pleasures. They knew naught of her fallen friends and how their deaths weighed heavy upon her still. The party wandered the realm, performing many great deeds and growing ever stronger, as did Renda Ray. While in Kalusia, she even devised a means to defend against powerful roar that had been her downfall that fateful day. And then, while engaged in an adventure in Raktika, rumor reached Renda Ray's ears. Balam Keats' Scourge of Norvrant, Devourer of Souls, had been spotted wandering the Satia swamps. It was a golden opportunity, but to seize it would be to face the beast alone. She could not wait for Ardbert and the others, nor could she ask that they forsake their sworn duty. Perhaps it was just as well, for the memory of her defeat still haunted her. The courageous hunter had allowed a single fear to take root in her heart, the fear of losing her new companions as she had her old. So it was that Renda Ray ventured forth in secret, resolved to slay her hated foe Balam Keats alone. With all her strength and guile, the legendary hunter did just that. Vengeance claimed she rejoined Ardbert and the others, and never spoke of the terrible battle twixt her and the dread beast. From that day forward, she was Renda Ray, the warrior of light, and the deeds of her and her comrades would be celebrated forevermore. Strange to think that the woman I admired when I was young would become the sin eater I swore to slay. What she became doesn't change who she was. Even if the tales were a little embellished over the years, they were rooted in truth. She was and will always be a hero to me, and to you, I hope. Thank you, Miss Olvara, for everything. I promise I will visit you again soon. So, remember that theory I told you before about the virtues being driven by powerful memories? If Andrea is reenacting the journey leading up to her confrontation with Balam Keats, the one that took her from Amarang to Kalusia, then her next destination must be Raktika Greatwood, wasn't it? Right. That was where she laid low the beast at last, in the Satia swamps, to be precise. And so that is where we shall go. Let us away. Now listen, Reek, there's an awful lot of people don't know about Renderay, or the world for that matter. So wherever you go and whatever you see, remember not to take it at face value. Don't just accept what others tell you as good and true. Listen to your heart and decide for yourself. And be safe. Billy, was it? It is such a pleasure to meet a friend of Reek's. His parents never hesitated to provide him with all the wealth and opportunities they could, but when it came to love and support, well, all I can say is that it is a miracle the boy turned out as well as he did. One can never have too many friends or too much support. That goes for you as well, I should think. Duraktika. Alrighty. She's gonna raise the dead girl. The duty. When I was little, Miss Olvara seemed so much bigger and stronger than me, though to be perfectly honest, the way she carries herself even now bespeaks a confidence I cannot help but envy. Never mind that, we have a virtue to hunt. Let us commence our search at once and keep your weapons at the ready, my friend. Duty calls. Commence battle for the Hunter's Legacy. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 76, proceed. Why is my FPS dropping? Huh. About time our luck took a turn for the better. There she is. What now? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I wish you were all here with me, but I know it's better that you're not. We have a score to settle, you bloody bastard, and this time I'm ready for your tricks. I gotta play as her, huh? What do I have? Radiant Arrow. Acidic Bite. That's a dot. Interrupt. Okay. Vengeance will be mine this day. He's gonna kite him. Worked. I've got you now, you bastard. Is that the skill she learned? Was the interrupt? Kind of like braid wide. Not doing much damage, if we're being honest. Pay for taking them from me. I'll let you roar again. Electric Whisker. Nothing without your roar, kitty. Alternating current. I almost like going back and playing like a level 5 job. Like level 15. You have like no kit. That one was like raid wide, huh? I won't let it in like this. Okay, so at 50% it does this. Hard bird. Made it in the nick, I see. Let's kill this thing first. Dragging off our attacks. Keep your distance. Already. Got that. Go strut, keep it up. Focus, everyone. Something big, finish it off. Shoot it. Duty complete. Yay. Yeah, tough old bugger. Everyone all right? Hardbird, I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone, and I'm sorry for trying to go it alone. And why, pray tell, did you even try to do something so foolish? If we'd been here from the first, it wouldn't have been anything even approaching a challenge. Back in the day, I was a bounty hunter. I've told you that much, but I haven't told you about my old partners. Together, we tracked and claimed countless notorious marks throughout Norvrant. We were the best in the business. Everyone knew our names and our reputation. They called us legends, and somewhere along the line, we started to believe it too, and then we set our sights on Balamkits. I survived, they didn't. I swore vengeance, but had no idea how to go about pursuing it. Then I met you lot, and thought that maybe with your help, I might just have a fighting chance. So you see, I never intended to keep it all a secret. It just, you never asked, and since I'd rather not talk about it. Easier to live in the moment, you know, the next town, the next job, the weeks flew by, and after a time I started having second thoughts. I'd lost those closest to me before. I didn't want to live through that again. Are we or are we not comrades, through thick and thin? These bonds of fellowship between us must come before all else, otherwise they may as well not exist. You say the thought of losing us pained you. What of our feelings? What of our loss? What if we had not arrived when we did? You've saved our lives more times than I can count. How dare you refuse to let us do the same? And without those keen ears of yours, I'll never know what bollocks Brandon and Yilbert are whispering about behind me back. And ignorance is not bliss, let me tell you. This one's worth a fortune, aye, and fame besides. I'll wager we won't have to pay for our drinks when we get back into town. Oh gods, not another night to remember. Don't you worry your pretty head over our fearless leader's questionable constitution. Take pride in the victory, for the small folk will sleep easy once they hear of Balamquit's demise, till Ardbert's drunken snoring wakes them from their slumber. And on that note, I think it's time we quit this place. And Rindaray, I trust that the next time you decide to hunt deadly game, you'll do us the courtesy of extending us an invitation. And there I thought I was doing you a favor by keeping you out of my personal affairs, selfish as it was. Oh, fine, but if you go and die on me, I'll pay a necromancer to raise you from the dead so I can kill you out of spite. Oh, that's foreshadowing. Agreed now then. Mind cutting off whatever it is you need to take back as proof of the kill? I don't want to lose our reward on a technicality. Such a fine crystal, why not hold on to it as a memento of this occasion? Wake up, damn you, hello? What's wrong with you, huh? That's the second time your so-called gift has cost us a chance at slaying Andrea. You know what? I've had enough. Enough, I say. Yes, I don't need your help. I am perfectly capable of hunting the Sin Eater on my own. Good luck with that. Past time I told you to piss off. Upon our return to Gate Town, you will be given your final payment and we will be free to go our separate ways. Why can't we be friends? Yeah, he's kind of an insufferable prick. No wonder you don't have any friends. Honestly, I don't know why I ever placed my faith in you. You are such a disappointment. Consider this the formal dissolution of our partnership. Let none ever again speak the name of Reek and Zilly in the same breath. Yes, never again, and with that I bid you a good day. When he was little, Reek's parents punished him for a time by withholding his allowance. Without money to lavish on his friends, he soon found that many were only drawn to him by his wealth. Dare say he feared you would abandon him as they did, decided to push you away first. I'm not trying to make excuses for what he said. I only hope you can find it in your heart to forgive him. Take some time to think it over, then come and see me. Oh, and take this for your troubles. Hunter's Legacy, level 76, complete. Level 78, Fellowship restored. Overa cannot help but worry for Lurik's well-being. I am sure a talented woman like yourself is needed all over the realm, and so I thank you for sparing a moment to hear me out. Since you two parted ways, Reek has come to visit me several times. Though he is blessedly in good health, I worry for his spirits. I think you may have been the only friend he has had for some time. Considered journeying to the Crystarium myself to look in on him, but I find travel rather difficult these days. If you would go in my stead, it would put my heart at ease. Let me tell you about my best friend. The Reek's customary seat is empty, and there is nothing to suggest he has occupied it recently. Perhaps someone will have noted his passing. Lurik, the Mistel Lordling, if he ain't sat at his usual table, then I've no idea where else to look. Surprised Glynar doesn't know. Looking for Master Reek, are we? Heh, I dare say you're the only one. Word is Mummy and Daddy cut him off, so there's no point in pretending like the little shite anymore. Last I saw him, he was moping about like someone had shot his Amaro. I'm sure he'll turn up eventually. Kalusia, right? You're Lurik's partner. I was with Lonbird, remember? Was all distressed, because after we left you, we headed straight to Raktika. We heard a rumor Andrea was there, and Lambert wanted to strike while the iron was hot. By the time we realized we were overmatched, it was too late. I saw Lambert fall, and when the Eater set her sights on the others, I fled. Call me a coward if you like, but my cowardice saved my life. Wicked white, I still remember looking back as I ran and seeing Lambert rise to his feet. Told everyone what had happened to warn them off the hunt. Some listened, but a few bloody fools took up their weapons and joined the hunt. Glory-hungry imbeciles, and not a one of them has returned. Didn't expect Blue Reek to be one of them, neither. I remember thinking it odd, especially when I saw him leave for Raktika alone. You're meeting him there, I presume? Good luck, friend, but I have no doubt that you're going to your doom. The Slitherbow. Dun, dun. I can't stay mad at you. I'm back. Why are you here? Don't tell me you came for me. It's terrible. It's horrible. Andrea, she's... Rendere, if aught of you remains, then hearken to my words. I've come to lay your soul to rest, alone, as you yourself faced Balamkits a century ago on this very ground. Lambert, oh gods, no. Is that the other ones? Do we have to fight them all together? Does that change if you do them in different orders? I thought I freed the other ones. Don't tell me you beheld a vision of my past just now, didn't you? It looked like the others to me. I thought as much. Wasn't but a moment ago that I confronted them. Awfully useful, that trick of yours, though I can't understand why you kept using it every time we ran into Andrea. I can't control when it happens. Believe me, I was just as surprised as you are. You were. So it wasn't something you did deliberately? Good to know. Anyway, unintentional or not, at least I won't have to convince you of what I saw. She's turned Lambert and those other hunters into sin-eaters like herself. A Hume axeman, a Galgant swordsman, a dwarven healer, an elven mage. Looked awfully familiar, didn't it? She's rebuilding her fellowship. She's remaking the Warriors of Light. But for the life of me, I can't understand why. I mean, I understand why she came here in the first place. She's reliving the hunt for Balamkits. But Rendere slew the beast by herself. The stories were clear about that. Well, actually. What? They were there too? Then the stories were wrong? Imagine that. God, strike me down. I've been such a fool. Why did I ever think I could do this alone? I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me for all the things I said. I've regretted my behavior ever since the day we parted ways. It was stupid and nonsensical and utterly pointless. I'm not sure I could even tell you why I did what I did. It's fine, water under the bridge. Thank you, my friend. I hope it is all right if I call you that. Right then, Andrea should be around here somewhere, still on the hunt for Balamkits, I expect. Not that she'll ever find it. No doubt Lambert and the others are with her too. He and I may have had our differences, but I'd not wish that fate on my worst enemy. He deserves to be laid to rest. They all do. Rendere most of all. She is my hero, and if I have to kill her to save her soul, then so be it. This is too much for even the best hunter to handle alone, and I am far from the best. The only way to see this through is together. You and me, my friend would say you. I ask for a word and you give me a nod. Fair enough. Before we resume the hunt in earnest, though, let us return to Gate Town and let Miss Olvara know all is well. After all, you wouldn't have come unless she sent you. To Gate Town. Wonder if I can just get there quicker from here. Had less fighting to do on these as a DPS than we did as a healer or a tank. What a pleasure to see you again, and in the company of Little Reek, no less. Am I right in assuming you've patched things up? I should like to think so, yes, and it is all thanks to you. Had you not implored her to give me another chance, I might well still be sitting alone in the swamps, dwelling on my myriad failings. And you, my friend, I know not why you sought her out on your own, but I am glad you did. Miss Elvira is perhaps the only person who truly cares for my well-being, but she has no one to look after her. Don't be silly, Reek. I have you, don't I? Before you start blabbering about how you wish you could properly reward Zilly, I can tell you're about to know that I prepared a hearty meal just for her. Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. Nevertheless, I shall see you both duly compensated once we have claimed the bounty for Andrea. And claim it we shall, for united, Reek and Zilly are unstoppable. It is what I would like to say, but I know my own limitations better than anyone. It would be prudent to make proper preparations at this juncture. You too should see to it that you are ready for the struggle ahead. It will be a mighty one indeed, but one well worth the effort, my friend. Fellowship restored, level 78, complete. What does this do anyways? Oh, so once you use it, you can't use anything else but off globals. Level 80, Courage Born of Fear. Lurik wishes to confront an uncomfortable truth. Silly, my friend, my partner, I trust you are ready. Good, good. That is very good indeed. But before we depart to face Andrea for what I pray is the final time, I have confession to make. I may have been somewhat misleading when I had intimated the tremendousness of my martial prowess. In truth, it rather pales in comparison to yours. I mean, I'm like the warrior of light, dude. Warrior of darkness, too. Uh-huh. Do tell. I gather you are not unaware of this. Truly, you are as perceptive as you are mighty. In my defense, I must say that when I realized what an exceedingly powerful warrior you truly are, I was dumbstruck. I struggled to conceive of how even to broach the subject. Furthermore, I must admit that great majority, nay, all of our efforts to hone our skills in preparation for the battle to come have been entirely for my benefit, that the disparity between us might not be so readily apparent. I think that my insecurity drove me to postpone this fateful day for so long. In my cowardice, I allowed Andrea to assemble a party of followers, where before we might have only to contend with the one foe, we must now confront 5. For all my preparation, I am still no more likely to be an asset to you than a hindrance. But perhaps that need not be the case. In discussing this grim reality with Miss Elvira while you were away, we hit upon a potential stratagem. Recall you Rendere's greatest strength and weakness, her preternatural hearing. We can be reasonably certain that Andrea is possessed of it as well. Therefore, if you were to fashion a device that could produce a loud noise at will, you could use it to secure an advantage in your battle. But I lack in strength of arms. I may make up for it with guile. While it will not guarantee us victory, it will surely bring us one step closer. 1,000 pardons, Master Reek, but I am come to deliver a message from your Lord Father. Daddy, what does he want with me now? It has come to your Lord Father's attention that you have acquitted yourself rather poorly as a bounty hunter and have brought terrible shame upon your family name. He commands you to cease all such activities at once and return to the city forthwith. Should you fail to do so, you will be stripped of your citizenship and family name. No further financial assistance will be provided. Oh dear. You tell my father and my mother that the following: that I am Lurik, proud bounty hunter, slayer of sin eaters, that I have no intention of renouncing this cause, and that they are free to do as they deem fit. Tell them that if they have no son, then I have no parents, that I have no family save Miss Elvira, who has shown me more love than they ever have. Very good, Master Reek. I shall deliver your reply to them at once. Right, now that that's settled, we can get to work crafting that giant noisemaker of ours. Let us consult with the craftsman of the crystalline mean at once. Dare say you lit a fire in him. I never thought I'd see the day when he'd muster the courage to say anything like that to his parents. crystalline mean? Loith. What's all this then? You got something what needs making? Indeed, I do, good sir. I wish to commission the production of a device that can generate a tremendously loud sound. It must be small and light enough to be carried by a single individual as well. Ain't that one of the stranger requests I've heard? Well, if it's just noise you want, then I'd wager we could make do with a special blend of fire sand. I think I've got just the recipe for your needs. I'll need some choice ingredients, mind, and you'll need to go and fetch them for me. Fetch? What precisely is it that you require? Well, there's this one particular beastie native to Kalusia what's got a singular diet and leaves these massive dung piles. The fresher the better, if it please. A few varieties of grasses native to Raktika, and some iron core from Amarang. I can give you a list if you like. To wit, I will need to travel to the far corners of Norvrot and back. Oh dear, this is rather more involved than I... No more excuses. I will do whatever it must needs be done to see this through to the end. My friend, I will not impose these tasks upon you. I insist that you remain here while I go and fetch the required materials. Oh good, I don't have to go get them. Where do we go? Here. Our usual spot. It was a series of surprisingly harrowing experiences, but in the end I managed to obtain the materials necessary for the construction of my secret weapon. That gentleman was rather accommodating. Despite being somewhat put out that I had not any gil to pay him for his labor, he was nevertheless willing to teach me how to craft the arrows myself. He said he found my industriousness endearing. I must confess, despite being utterly exhausted by all this busy work, it has been somewhat refreshing. Now that my noisemaker arrows are ready, I cannot wait to put them to the proof. If all goes to plan, the explosion should be loud enough to incapacitate Andrea for a time. Just put an end to her tale, my friend, and in so doing, write the opening of ours, that of Reconzilla, bounty hunters extraordinaire. Come, Raktika and Gloria, wait. I keep peeking, it seems. I have to go adjust my limiters. Push you past your limits. All right, hopefully we'll finish this up. If I may make one small request before we begin, please, for the love of gods, please try not to succumb to any visions of people's past. This really could not be the worst time. Duty calls. Commence battle for a courage point of fear. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 80, item level 420, proceed. Well, are you still with me in the here and now? Excellent, then we can attend to the task at hand without worry. Let us lay to Arrest our fellow hunters and grant Renderay the peace a hero deserves. Definitely gotta knock the healer down first. He doesn't have much health. I don't have any way to heal him. I'll come help you in a second. Get rid of this guy. Two more to go. Doing that Hillbird thing. Now's our chance. has to go help him. I think we got this, unless they pull something weird out afterwards. Duty complete. Rest in peace, Renda Ray. Take that. We won. Even seeing it and saying it, it hardly feels real. What's that you've got there? Wicked White, you're Renda Ray, the real Renda Ray. I should have never betrayed your trust. Never again, I swore. Never again. Balamkit's the Shadow Keeper, the Flood. Come what may, we would face it together, no matter how hard it got or how terrified I was. That's what it means to let someone into your heart, knowing full well that nothing lasts forever, to welcome the fear and the pain, the sorrow. When I lost my parents, when we laid the Keeper low, you felt it too, didn't you? Place our faith in a desperate, hopeless attempt to save everyone, and to see it amount to naught in the end. What else could we do but offer up that tiny remainder in the final futile effort, even knowing deep down it was worth but a few moments more? What is this? You gave me fear, and that fear gave me strength. Wait, there's so much I want to ask. I don't understand. What was she talking about? It's not right. It's not fair. Heroes sacrificing themselves for nothing, becoming villains, being forgotten. Thank you. I could never have gotten this far without your help. I had no idea who Renda Ray or any of the other warriors of light truly were. 'Twas all ancient history to me. Why would I care who some eaters once were? I was no better than my parents, judging them out of hand, dismissing their sacrifice, not bothering to look deeper. It made it all easier to pursue Andrea for my own amusement. I pray I've made up for it in part by helping to lay Renda Ray's soul to rest. Miss Olvara is probably worried sick about us both. We should return to Kaluja and let her know we're all right. Right. Maybe we could have just went to you one more, right? That wasn't too bad. It went fairly quickly. My little Reek. Zilly, congratulations on a job well done. And from one hunter to another, thank you for helping Renda Ray to achieve a measure of peace. She was a hero to me too, and it broke my heart to know what had become of her. Have your legacy tarnished so to have a world call you a villain, even still, but at least I can take comfort in knowing she can finally enjoy a long rest. Whatever others may say, we will preserve the truth in story and song, Renda Ray, the brave hunter there ever was, and more importantly, a true friend to those she held dear. Can only hope to measure up to her example someday. For now, however, I say we return to the Crystarium and raise a glass in celebration. I mean, we could do the crafting ones. Quite a few of those. I think there are 5 of those, right? Andrea's bounty has been paid to us in full, my friend, so come, let us eat, drink, and be merry. I've been meaning to ask, but I have the impression you are rather more acquainted with these warriors of light than you've been letting on. What exactly do you know about them? Mm-hmm. That is so preposterous a tale that I have no choice but to assume it is true. Offering up their lives to first cross the rift, then to halt the flood. Wicked White. It must have taken her so much courage to see it through to in those final moments. Courage born not of desire for glory or dedication to an ideal, but of fear and love for those whom she had forged unshakable bonds, her comrades. I won't pretend that we have anything even approaching such a powerful connection, but I would like to think that if you were in mortal peril that I would fly to your side without hesitation. Having said that, if I were tested as Renderay were, if I were challenged to offer up my life for others without even knowing if it would amount to aught, I doubt I could rise to the occasion. I am a child and a fool who knows little of the world. I have been coddled and spoiled, and I've only just tasted the bitter fruits of life that you and countless others sup on daily. You are made of sterner stuff, far sterner than me, and that is why I know I can never walk your path. Do you wish you could? No shame in that. Oh, but there is. I cannot recall a time I have felt happier, more alive than when I have traveled with you. But you have countless other journeys ahead of you, don't you? For you are destined for greater challenges, whereas I am suited to rather more pedestrian affairs. Know your limits, as Miss Olvara used to say. Meeting her again after all these years, seeing how much older and more frail she'd become, made me realize how little time together we have left. She shouldn't have to live out her days living alone in squalor. I've decided it will not be so. I shall return to Collusion and attend to her needs, for I would do my utmost to repay the love and kindness that made me the man I am today. Therefore, though it pains me to say it, I fear this celebration must also mark the end, or at the very least a tentative suspension of the glorious partnership that was Reconzile Bounty Hunters Extraordinaire. If you ever find yourself in Kalusia, however, do come and pay us a visit. Courage born of fear, complete. Speaker for the Brave, achievement unlocked.